This is Matt for Behind the Gloves in association with S-Jam Boxing. Delighted to be joined by super welterweight Charles Conwell. Charles, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. First off, I know it's sort of back end of January, but have you had a good Christmas, good New Year?
Yeah, got to spend a lot of time with my family and friends, man, right after the fight, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, you've had quite an active 2020. A lot of fighters struggled to get out, but you got out 3 times, most recently in December. How pleased were you, with how 2020 went?
I was okay with it, you know. I got, like you said, I got 3 fights. Some people didn't get any fights, so I was blessed to get 3 fights. I got some good TV exposure, some get the main event, a couple of good cards. So I was happy with that.
Your last time out in December, you managed to get the victory. How did you assess your performance in that fight?
I give myself like a B. You know, I'm getting better and better and getting more comfortable each time I get inside the ring. So I'm just slowly, gradually, just getting better and better.
Did everything go as expected? You managed to get the stoppage.
Yeah. I thought I was going to kind of stop him earlier than that, to be honest. I thought I was going to stop him earlier than that, but I got to stop it, so I can't complain.
Have you got any news on when you're going to be back out this year?
Yeah, I actually just got the news. I'll be back out in April sometime, so stay tuned for that, for the exact date and location and stuff like that. But April for sure.
Brilliant. How have you found boxing with no fans? I know in the UK they've only had really one sort of event where they had limited fans. Is it strange boxing with nobody around in attendance?
Yeah, it really is. It's like you can hear everything. It's real quiet inside the arena. It's kind of awkward, to be honest. It's something you gotta get used to. Even in the gym, it's still some type of noise. It's your coaches saying something. It's the fighters, you know, watching you saying something and stuff like that. So there's always some type of noise, but it's just real quiet. I mean, you can hear the commentators talking about your fight and everything. So it's kind of weird.
Is that kind of weird when you're throwing maybe a left hook and you can hear them say it in the background?
Yeah, that was like one of the weird things. Like I was in the middle of the ring, I just heard them talking. Like that was crazy, but it was a cool experience. You know, it's something you definitely got to get used to. I feel like with the crowd, you get like kind of more motivation with all the oohs and the ahs to make you more aggressive, make you more, you know, just more excited to go in there and try to go for the stoppage or keep the flurry going or whatever you got going.
Yeah, I think hopefully this year, fingers crossed, we'll start seeing a bit more with people in attendance. I know they're doing it, I think, in Texas. Is that right? I think Javonte's been and had some fans.
Yeah, Gervonta Davis has some fans. The Earl Spence fight has some fans. So there's some fights that have fans. Yeah. Even the Ryan Garcia fight that just happened not that long
ago. You're only 23 years of age. You're 14-0. You're undefeated. Mm-hmm. How close at this young age are you to challenging for a world title?
I feel like either the end of this year or early next year I should be in title contention. You know, just more good wins under my belt, more credible opponents under my belt. I'm just gonna keep getting better. You know, fighting those right step up fights to get to that world title, and everything's just gonna go in motion. I should be in the world title contention either end of this year or early next year. I think so.
So you're only a couple of fights away. Could happen at the back end of this year. When you were coming through the ranks, is there any particular fighter that you drew inspiration from or tried to emulate coming through?
You know, I actually like the styles of a lot of fighters. I liked it. Everybody loves Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward. I like Canelo Alvarez. I like Terrence Crawford. I like the new fighters. I like Teofimo. I like Shakur. You know, I grew up with those guys, so I like a lot of different range of fighters. So I get motivation and inspiration from all different type of fighters.
Is the goal in boxing for you, is it to become undisputed in your current division, or are you wanting to be not just that, but multi-weight world champion? You know, what's the ultimate goal for you? So when you look back at your career, obviously you're only so young now, so you look back and go, yeah, that's what I was, that's what I achieved.
I for sure want to be undisputed. If I can't get all the belts because of politics and If I can't get it, I still love to be unified. Just have at least about 2 or 3 titles if I can't get all of them. And then I definitely want to be a multi-weight champion too as well. So I'm looking to do that too.
Right now, I think you're ranked number 7 in the IBF. You're currently just outside the top 10 in the WBC. The IBF world champion at the minute, Jermell Charlo. Would you say right now, although you say maybe back end of the year, early next year, do you think right now you're ready for someone like a Jermell Charlo?
Yeah, like I said this before, man. Skill-wise, skill for skill, I'm ready to challenge the best of them. Anybody in the division, skill for skill, I'm ready for any of them. But as far as like experience and world championship bouts, yeah, they got that on me. But skill for skill, I'm for sure ready to fight any of the top guys. It's just me getting the experience and the championship rounds in my belt. That's like the part I'm really missing. But once I get that, I'm gonna be ready for anybody.
When you look at all the top fighters out there now, you look at, in the pound for pound list, is there one fighter who you have in your head where you think, in 3 or 4 years' time, that will be my defining fight, that super fight? Is there a fighter you look at and think, me and him, we're going to match up and that's going to create like a big pay-per-view bout or something like
that? Anybody in the pound for pound? I mean, one day I'd love to fight Canelo Alvarez. That's like my dream fight to fight Canelo. I know that's everybody's dream fight, but that's the fight I would love to fight myself. I would love to fight Canelo Alvarez one day when I get a little bit more, up there and get more credentials under my belt. It's like a dream fight for me to fight Canelo Alvarez.
How do you think you get on against Canelo?
Of course, man. I think I'll beat him. Probably like a first round stoppage. No, I think it'd be a good fight, though. I'd love to get in there with Canelo, man. Just to be in there with somebody who done as much as he's done. And, I just feel like I need to fight the best to be the best. So.
Do you rate him now as pound for pound number 1 in the sport?
Yeah, for sure. I have him as number 1 pound for pound.
One question I want to ask is, what separates you from the rest? We mentioned some of the best. You just mentioned their pound for pound. You think Canelo's best. Mm-hmm. What separates you with the likes of, your Charlos and the other champion in the division? What separates you and puts you on that pedestal as the best?
Man, I think I got a solid team around me, having a good team and just me being like, I know the will and the fight in me wanting to just be so great, and just the will I have in me and the team I got around me. I feel like those are the 2 big things that push me to be better than other fighters and to get me over the hump that other fighters can't get over. So I think my will and my team around me, that's the 2 biggest things.
So you've obviously had, I know you probably get this brought up all the time, but I think it's important to say you've been through a traumatic experience in boxing with the Patrick Day fight. How difficult was it to overcome what you went through? And has that experience, how has that affected you? Because obviously you've come back and you've carried on boxing. Are you in a strong place now, surrounded yourself with a good team?
It makes you want to appreciate life more, appreciate the things you got going on around you, because you never know, like, when is your time. So it just makes me really appreciate everything I got going around me and just enjoy it and embrace it and enjoy every moment with the people that you love. So that was like the real biggest thing for me. That's the biggest eye opener, just enjoying the people you got around you and loving them and just cherishing the moments.
Brilliant. So if you're now telling somebody who's never seen you fight to tune in, why should someone tune in to watch Charles Conwell fight?
If you tune into my fight, if you want to see an action-packed fight, man, you want to see a fighter who puts it all on the line, who's coming to win and never backs down from a challenge. So if you want to see that, tune in to Charles Conwell.
Right, just before we go, can you give a shout out to all your social media platforms so everyone knows where to follow you on the journey?
Okay, yeah, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Charles Conwell. No spaces, no underscores, just Charles Conwell.
Brilliant. Well, fingers crossed when your fight gets announced, we can catch up before and after. And yeah, good luck for 2021, and hopefully you get that world title shot that you want.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else